Today I want to talk about why you should get a gun. The mass media would have you believe that guns are just used for killing people and mass shootings and stuff like that, but in reality they're actually used for a lot more different things, such as target shooting, sport, competition, home defense, personal protection, and stuff like that. And the reason that I think you should get a gun is primarily for home defense and personal protection. So to throw some statistics at you, if you just go and Google literally how many homes get broken into every year, and right here I'm reading straight from Google, I'll post the link in the description. It says each year there are over 2.2 million burglaries in the US. So mass shootings, a handful. Burglaries or home break-ins, 2.2 million. That is an absurd number. And that says, which means every 15 seconds a burglary is committed. That number is just insane. So yeah, if you think, oh, mass shooting, it'll never happen to me. In fact, but people are more scared of that. But in reality, burglaries are really, or break-ins, are really what you ought to be afraid of. And that's what I want to talk about today, is using a firearm in the home for personal protection and home defense. So when I bought my firearm, this is my concealed carry, and then I have another 9mm that sits in a safe next to my bed. I've told my wife multiple times, honestly, like I never expect to have to use it throughout my entire life. And that was probably about a month and a half ago. And then this last St. Patrick's Day, so March 17th, so by the time I post this video, it'll be only a few weeks ago, somebody actually broke our back door and came into our house at around 11 o'clock at night. When somebody starts banging on the back door at night when you're in bed and the back door is really close to your nursery, it is a terrifying moment. When we got out of bed, grabbed the gun, somebody was banging on our back door, the adrenaline is absolutely insane. If you haven't been through something like this or been shot at, maybe in the military, then you probably have felt an adrenaline rush like this. But if you're just your everyday average citizen, you've probably never felt an adrenaline rush so intense when somebody comes into your house, your son is crying in their nursery, the intruder is closer to your son's room than you are, or your daughter's room. It is a terrifying moment, and I hope that most of you never have to go through it. But according to statistics, every 15 seconds a home is getting broken into. That means during the duration that you've been watching this video, almost a dozen homes throughout the United States have been broken into. That's insane. How many mass shootings have happened during the duration of this video? None? Yeah, none. How about that? So you should really get one of these for personal protection and home defense. So here's a picture of our back storm door. I'm actually going to go to Home Depot later today and go pick up a new one because this back one is all broken and beat up, and it needs replaced because the home intruder broke it. We called the police, and one thing that you need to understand is that even if you live in a city, police response time in the moment when something happening, it feels like an eternity. So when the guy was banging on the door, we called the police, got dispatch on the phone, told them our address, name, all the information they wanted to ask, after pointing 9mm at the guy, yelling at him to get out, dispatch is on the phone the whole time, my wife's yelling, I'm yelling, pointing a gun at a loaded firearm at somebody. It's a terrifying moment. Again, like I said, I hope it never happens to you. He did end up leaving. Guns are wonderful motivators to intruders to have them turn around and leave. Had I not had a gun, would he have kept coming? Was he armed? I actually don't know if he was armed or not, but he did leave at that moment. And then we sat around waiting for the police. We didn't know if he was going to break in another window or what was going to happen. So we were waiting for the police, and it took probably 4 or 5 minutes for the police to show up. And in the moment when, my wife had grabbed her son at this moment after he had left, and I was trying to calm him down too because he was crying. We're just sitting there like we had drank 30 Red Bulls with like jitters because the adrenaline's just pumping through us. And then the police officers showed up, and they were able to catch the guy, which helped us sleep a lot better that night. But these things, they do happen. They happen to me, and I don't live in a ghetto part of the neighborhood or anything like that. I just live here in the city. There's a police officer that lives literally around the block from me. The police station is probably only 1.5 miles, 2 miles away. I'm not out in the sticks, and police response time was still 4 minutes. Had he been armed and had I not had a gun, the police would have showed up to maybe all three of us being dead and he running off with whatever he wanted to take at that moment. I mean, it's insane, but these things do happen. So you should really consider getting a firearm. And then after you get it, I will say that you should practice with it. Go to the range, throw, shoot 50, 100, 200 rounds, get familiar with your gun, how to take it apart, how to clean it, how to know whether it's safe or loaded, how to check whether it's loaded, whether there's a round in the chamber. Just get very familiar with your firearm, so when moments like this happen, it's not the first shot you shot. In fact, it was probably, had I needed to shoot, which in my mind I was prepared to, had I actually shot him, that would have been probably the 3,000th 9mm round that I fired, maybe 4,000. I don't know, I lost track a long time ago, but a lot. So get familiar with it, and hope this was a little bit informative for you for why you should get a gun, and I hope you stay safe. Thanks for watching.